सर अकबर सर स्टूडेंट्स प्लीज वेट
Hello. Yes, sir. Hello.
हाँ ओके सर
Yeah. Am I audible, ma? Hello. Any doubts? In yesterday's class, please. If you have any doubts, you can share your screen regarding the programs. If you are getting any error, you can share your screen. If you don't have any doubts, then we'll go for the next topic. Please respond in the chat box if you have any doubts or if you don't have any doubts. Yes or no, please respond so that we'll move forward. Okay. Okay, right. I'm not getting how to open a created file. Sai Sharanya, have you created the file? Means created file means you're talking about write operation, right? In mobile. In mobile also, no problem. Whenever you're working with files or modules or packages in mobile, especially, okay, if you're working with either files or modules or packages, you must keep all the files in a single folder. That is what we can call it as current working directory. If you remember in yesterday's class what I did, I stored all the files in a folder called some Acharya 8 to 9. So that is my current working directory. I am storing all my files in the same folder from class 1 itself. So that is my current working directory. So if you store your files in the same working directory, then I don't know how to put all files in one folder. While saving only, it will ask you the location. So in that location, otherwise, if you don't know, then what you will do is you try to copy all the files where you saved, and you try to create a new folder and you try to paste in that folder. How you are going? Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Now. So I hope all of you understood how to perform read operation, write operation, append operation, opening a file, closing a file. You got the difference between append versus write and read operation. Okay, so yeah, okay. So now we'll see how we are going to create folders. Yesterday we talked about files, right? So now we are going to see how to create a folder. Okay, so folder is also known as a directory. Already I told you. Okay, so now we'll see how to create a folder in Python through program. Yesterday we seen how to create a file through program. So now we'll see creating directory. Creating directory. Directory means what? Directory means folder only. Another name for directory is a folder. Creating directory in Python. Okay. And similarly, we'll see how to remove directory. Remove directory. And as well as we'll see rename directory. Okay. So we'll see all these things. So creating a directory and removing directory and how to rename. Okay, so if you want to work with this directories concept in Python, you should know a module known as OS. Okay? So import OS. Already I told you, if you want to work with some files that file should be there in some folder. Okay. So like we see in some modules. Okay. So if you want to work with some functions that are available in module, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to import that module first. If you imported that module, then only you can understand or you will get the particular functionality, right? In the same way, if I want to work with the directories or the folders in Python, I am supposed to import a directory. OS is the module in OS module only all the functions relating to this directories will be there. For example, in the previous classes when we discussed about packages, modules and functions. So I written some functions in module 1. Okay, if I want to access that function in another module, what we did, we imported that module first and we have written module 1 dot some function 1. So here also same thing. If I want to access some function relating to directory or relating to some folder in Python, then I am supposed to use this module called OS. OS is nothing but a operating system. Okay, so now we'll see how we are going to use this module for creating files. Okay. So I'll write a small program so that you can understand how the file will be. Import of OS, and this program is for creating a folder, creating directory or folder, creating directory. Okay, so import OS. Just I imported this module OS, and simply I can write OS dot mkdir, and I am going to write the folder name also. I am creating folder with ABCDE. Okay, this is my folder name, and after that simply you can use a print function, folder created successfully. Okay, so this is a simple program. How I am going to create a folder? First thing is, if I want to use this function, what is the function? mkdir. Mkdir means make directory. Make directory means create a new directory or create a new folder. So how can I make a directory? That function is available in OS module. So OS module, that's why I'm importing here. Once I imported OS module, then we can use the functions available in OS module. And what's the name of the folder I'm supposed to give? I'm supposed to give a folder name ABCDE. Okay, once this is done, then how can you know whether folder is created or not? For that purpose only, I written some print statement, folder created successfully, right? So just I want to save this program. Okay, and where this folder will be created, that is very important. I told you in our working directory. This is my working directory, Acharya 829. This is my current working directory where I am saving all the programs in this folder only from class 1 onwards. Okay, so now I'll save this program. So I'm saving this program. Once I save this program, just I'll run this program. Okay, so now the output is folder created successfully. Folder created successfully. So if you want to check whether folder is created or not, then you go to your current working directory. You go to your correct working directory and you check whether the folder is created or not. Go to your current working directory, okay, and in your current working directory, you check whether the folder is created or not. Okay, this is your current working directory. And if you observe here, this is the folder created, ABCDE. This is the folder, just now it is created. If you observe the time also, it is created at 8:19. Okay, just now it is created. It is a folder. I think you all of you know what is the difference between a folder and a file. Okay, yesterday we created a files. Files are nothing but Okay, different, and folders are nothing but different. Okay, in a folder you can keep n number of files, right? So this is the program for creating a folder or creating a directory. Is it clear to all? Any doubts? Any doubts, ma'am? Please respond in the chat. If anyone having any doubt, please respond. Very simple logic, but the thing is, it's available in OS module. That's why we imported OS module. Once that module is imported, then you try to pick up the correct function for creating folder. The function is mkdir is the function. So that's why I call that function from the module OS, like how we called fun1 mod1.fun1 in our previous classes, mod1.fun1 mod1.fun2. Whenever I am trying to use fun1 fun2 which is written in mod1, I imported mod1. I written first line import mod1, then only I can able to access the functions available in mod1. Here also same, if you want to use this mkdir, first we should import this OS because this is written in this module OS. I think it is clear to all, right? Any doubts, please, please let me know if you have any doubts. Any doubts, please let me know. Very simple logic. Okay. So now we'll see how we are going to rename and how we are going to delete. Okay. How can we rename and how can we delete? So we'll see. Okay. For creating a folder, mkdir is nothing but a function that is used for creating a folder. Okay, so for renaming and for deleting is nothing but very simple, rmdir. Rmdir is nothing but used for deleting a folder. For example, if you observe here, abcd is folder already there. Okay, just now we created. Now I want to delete this folder. So how can I delete this folder? I can delete this folder by using rmdir. Rmdir means that is used for remove directory. Rm means remove, mk means make. Okay, so rmdir is the function used to remove a directory. So that's why we are going to mention rmdir with the name of the folder what you are supposed to delete. Okay, so I want to delete abcde. So if I want to delete abcde, then simply I can mention the name of the folder, very similar to this program only. Okay, so similar to this program, just you mention the name of the folder. Okay, so just I'll copy the same program here, and we'll try to delete the folder. Okay. This is nothing but deleting directory or removing directory. Remove directory. So here instead of mkdir, just I can write rmdir. And what folder you want to delete? You want to delete abcde folder. Okay, so folder deleted successfully. Okay, so OS is a module. In this module rmdir is simple, and the folder name is abcde. Okay, so if you want to check whether the folder is available or not, you check it. You can check it. Okay, you can check it out here. abcd is available. Okay, and now just I want to delete the same folder. Okay, so folder deleted successfully. If you want to check it out, you check it out here. The folder is not available. Okay, so previously abcd is available in the same path, right? The correct working directory. Now if you observe here, it is not available. abcd is deleted. Okay, so that is the way how we are going to delete that's the way how we are going to delete this folder, right? Directory means folder only. Directory is the other name for folder. Directory, folder are going to be used interchangeably. Sometimes, okay, in some of the textbooks, you can find it out. It's a directory. In some of the textbooks, our general word is folder. Folder, directory, both are same. Okay. Okay. So now I want to rename a folder. Okay. So rename means giving a new name for the folder. I want to change the name of a folder. So how can we change the name of the folder? By using a function. Okay, the function used for renaming a folder is nothing but a rename. Okay, and before renaming, we'll see one more function here. So the function is I want to get my current working directory. Okay, I'm talking about always current working directory. CWD, get CWD. What is CWD? Is current working directory. So I want to use this function also, get CWD. This is a function used to, okay, this will gives the current working directory. Current working directory. Okay, current working directory. Okay, so if you want to get your current working directory, then the current working directory will be, for example, here I'll go to console and just I'll write import OS. Okay, and directly I can write print of OS dot get CWD. Okay. So this is my current working directory. Already I told you, this is my current working directory where I am saving all my programs. What is my current working directory? Current working directory is D drive Acharya 829. This is nothing but my current working directory where I am working with all my files. Okay, is it fine? Is it fine? Is it fine? What is the meaning of current working directory? Okay, current working directory always is nothing but the folder where you are saving your programs. Okay. Okay. So same thing you can write in your program also, so that if you are saving all the programs in a single folder, then you will get it as the correct working directory for your programs. Okay, na? Now, how can we rename a directory? For example, how can we rename a directory? What is the folder name? So you can take one folder from this directory. You can take one folder if there are any folders are available. I think no folder is available here. So you can create one folder and later you can rename it. Okay. So you can take one folder and you can rename it. I will write a simple program where okay. So we are going to again run this program. Okay, I'll run this program, creating first this directory, and we can rename this. Okay, just I'm creating this folder created, and after that just okay, os dot rename, os dot rename. So just I'm going to rename ABCDE with some XYZ. Okay, print folder renamed successfully. Okay, so folder created successfully, folder renamed successfully. Okay, so if we go to that path, if we observe here, it is renamed to XYZ. Okay, means in the same program I am doing two operations. If you want to do it separately, that is up to you. If you want to do it separately, first you create one folder with one program. Later you write these two functions by importing operating system. Just you write these two lines by importing first line. Okay, so that your folder will be renamed. I think it is understood, right? The only thing is I am doing it both these operations in a single program. Is it fine? Can you show the rename syntax? Rename syntax is os.rename. Okay, new name followed by old name. I'll write down the syntax. Rename syntax is os.rename. Okay, so os.rename, and here new name followed by full name. Okay, os.rename new name and old name, comma old name. So new name means the name of what you are giving, and old name is nothing but the previous name. Okay, that is what I written in the program also. So this is old name and this is new name. So old name means I created a folder with ABCDE name. So that is my previous name of the folder. ABCD is my folder name, and later what I am doing here. Okay, so once the folder is created, just I am trying to rename this ABCD to some XYZ. So that's why, okay, it is renamed. I think it is clear, right? So any doubts, ma, in this folders? Any doubts? Folder and files. Any doubts? Okay. Before going to the other topic, let me discuss some more functions in files actually. Okay, yesterday we discussed about some function like read function and one more function like write function. Read function is for reading data from a file, reading data from file and storing, reading data from file and storing in a variable. This is a reading. And what about write? Write is nothing but writing data into the file. Writing data into the file. So this is read operation and write operation, right? So apart from this read and write, we have some other operations also. That operations, okay, means operations means the functions which are going to be used in the file handling concept of Python. So that functions are, we have read line. Read line is one function. Read lines is one more function. Okay. So what is meant by read line and what is meant by read lines? Okay. So read line means it's going to read the function is used to read the data of a particular file line by line. Okay. And what about read lines? Read lines is nothing but it's going to read multiple lines. So how we are going to use these functions and what is the difference between your read line and read lines? Okay, we'll see with an example. Okay, basically the concept of read line and read lines is nothing but simply, okay, so there is a function called read and there is a function called read line and there is a function called read lines. Okay, what is read, what is read line, what is read lines? This is very important question for interviews because we are having three different functions for the same operation. This is also for read operation only, this is also for read operation only, and this is also the main objective is, okay, read operation only. But how these functions are varied, Okay, how they are different. Okay, so it is nothing but it's going to return the data in bytes format. So read function is nothing but what it will do. It will reads the bytes, reads bytes, reads bytes in string format. Okay, so in string format, it is going to reads the bytes. Okay, so you can have two types here. In read, we can have two types. One is with argument. Okay, argument means you can mention some number here. You can mention here some number. So this is nothing but a read function with some argument. Argument means already you know, right? In functions we discussed what is argument. So here n is argument. So if you mention n, what is meant by n? It's going to read n bytes. N bytes. If you don't mention anything, like this, if we return, so here there is no argument. Okay. So in yesterday's class we seen this type of read only. So if you don't mention any number here, then what it will do is it's going to read the entire file. It will read the entire file. I hope you understood, right? What is the meaning of this read of n and what's the meaning of read of without taking any argument. Here one argument is there. The argument is nothing but n. Okay. So when I return n, it's going to read only that many number of bytes. If I am not written anything, then it is going to read down some n bytes. If you are written n, if you don't write anything, it's going to read the entire file. We'll see one more example how this will read the n bytes. Let me write some simple example. Read function is going to be used for reading particular number of bytes. So how it is going to be used for reading particular number of bytes, we'll see here. Okay, so first I want to open, I can call it as a file pointer. fp is equals to open of you can open any file here from your directory. You can open any file. So let me open yesterday's file, that is march18.txt. March18.txt is the file I am supposed to open, and I am opening this file in read mode. Okay, and if fp means if file is open successfully, then I can display like a print file opened successfully. File opened successfully. Okay, so this is fine. Next, okay, I want to open means I want to print only few contents. I don't want to print all the file data. Okay, then what I am supposed to do is I can write d is equals to fp dot read of 10 print of d. Okay, and fp dot close. First we'll see, then later we'll go for normal function. Okay, so now if you observe here, so already I told you the syntax of read function with some argument. So what is the meaning of n? N means it's going to read only n bytes of data. So that is the reason why it is going to read only, okay, how many bytes? This is one character, second character, one is first character. All of you please see here. One is first character, second character, third character, fourth character, fifth character, 6, 7, 8, okay, 9, 10. So these are nothing but 10 characters. It's going to read 10 bytes of data. For example, if I return some 100, then it is going to read 100 characters. It's going to read 100 characters. Okay, so it is going to read from here to here. This is nothing but 100 characters. For example, if you change that number, then obviously if I return some 1000, if there are some 1000 characters data, then it is going to read only 1000 characters data. Okay, so this is nothing but 1000 characters data. Okay, 1000 is, I think, is not there. So maybe if you write something like some 200, 200 characters I want to read. First 200 characters I want to read. Okay, then you write simply, yeah, this is nothing but first 200 characters. From the starting of the file to 200 characters, it is going to read. So that's why it is not completed. I written create, okay, but CREA because it is the last character, because we are restricting this to only 200 bytes or 200 characters. So this logic is for reading file data. Okay, first n bytes, first n bytes. Okay, so this is the logic. So very simple. Instead of simply using this read function, you are supposed to pass how many number of bytes you want to read. First n bytes means you can send n value any number. So that many number of bytes the file okay is going to read from your actual file, and same thing we want to display here. Understood, right? Is it okay? What you are not getting, Adinarana? Any doubt? The only difference is in yesterday's class when we use the read operation. Okay, the only difference is this is not written here. This number is not written. Instead of this number, everything is same. In yesterday's class, what I did, I didn't written any number in the parenthesis. I didn't written any number in the parenthesis. If I am not writing any number in the parenthesis, what is the meaning of that? If I am not writing any number in the parenthesis, what is the meaning of that? The meaning of that is, if I am not writing any parenthesis, I am trying to read the entire file data. But if you are writing some number in the parenthesis, you are trying to read only those many number of bytes from the file, this file. From this file, you want to read only 200 bytes of data. If we are not written anything, for example, now what is output? Your output is entire file. Entire file data will be displayed. So this is the entire file data. Okay. So this is the entire file data. The entire file data will be displayed. You see here, this is the entire file data. Okay. I hope it is clear, right? Okay. Remaining students, ma, is it clear? What is the meaning of sending some number in the read function? Is it clear? Please respond, remaining students. Because yesterday we are performing a read operation, so I didn't send any argument. I didn't written any number inside the read function. The only reason is we are trying to read the entire file. So, but sometimes you may not read the entire file data. You may want only first few characters. So how can you restrict the remaining characters? How can you stop the remaining characters? How can we read first a few characters? So that can be possible by using read off by sending some argument. That argument is nothing but it's going to read only those many number of characters, first n characters or first n bytes. Anything you can use. Okay, na? Remaining students also, it's fine, right? Okay. So if you have any doubts, please let me know. You're getting or not. If you are having any type of doubts, please let me know, because this concept is also, it's not like simply reading something. Okay, like it's not a normal programs what we seen so far. It's a little bit different. Creating some files, reading the data from files. It is a little bit different. Not a routine program what we written, right? Okay. So, and one more thing is, for example, you want to read the data using loops. You can use loops also to read the data. One thing is you can use read function, and for example, you can use loops also. Okay, read data using looping statements. Okay, so you can use looping statements also. For example, you want to use some for loop. Okay, by using for loop also you can read some file data. So yeah, same program we can read by using for loop. Okay, so reading file data using loop. Okay, I want to read the file data using some looping statement. So as usual, I can open the file and I can read this data, and here I want to use some for loop for I in what is your file fp for I in fp print of I. So this is also same. It's going to display the entire data until your file pointer becomes empty. File pointer means until it reaches the end of the file. FP means what? I can call it as file pointer or anything. You can give any name. It's not a problem. So until it reaches the last character, it is going to display its data. So, yeah. So if you observe here also, the output is same. Just we are trying to read the file data. Entire file data is displayed here by using a loop. Okay. So you can read the file data by using loop, or you can use read function. You can use read function with arguments. Okay. So that is up to you how you are going to read the file data. Okay. Next thing is, as I mentioned, if you want to read only if you want to read the file data by using lines, read line means reading only few lines of a file. Okay, you want to read some lines, okay, read some lines data. If you want to read some lines data, so it is possible through read line method actually. So what is read line means? So it is going to read the data of a file line by line. Okay, so line by line, if you want to read, then you can use read line method. And if you use read line method, then what it will do is, it is going to read only one line of data at a time. It's going to read only one line of data. Okay, so I'll add some example program for displaying the data line by line. So what is the problem with the read line? We'll see here. Okay. Read file data using read line. Okay, so yeah, so here instead of for loop, what I'll do is I can use line 1, L1 is equals to fp dot read line. Okay, next L2 is equals to L1, L2. Just I am giving names because it's going to read only single line. That is the purpose. Okay, I'm using L1 means line 1, L2 means line 2. So just how many times I call read line function here? Here I call 2 times. Okay, so if you call read line function 1 time, then one line of data will be read. If you call L2 function, means read line function one more time, second line. If you call one more time, then third line. If you call one more time, fourth line. If you call one more time, fifth time. Okay, fifth line. So here what is the problem means, for example, if my file is having some 1 lakh lines of data, my file is having 1 lakh lines of data, then what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to read, okay, the entire data. Then you are supposed to call this read line function 1 lakh times, because one time one line only. If you use read line one time, how much data will be displayed? 1 line data. But how much lines of data is available in your file? 1 lakh lines. So if I call 2 times, then 2 lines data will be displayed. But my file is having 1 lakh lines of data. So you are supposed to call this function 1 lakh times. So that is the problem. That is the problem with the read line. I hope all of you understood, right? Let me see in my dot box. All of you understood now? Read line is a function used to read the data of a file line by line. If you use read line one time, first line of data will be displayed. If you use the read line function second time, second line of data will be displayed. If you use third time, third line. For example, If you are having a big file, okay, in that file you are having so many lines of data is there. For example, 1 lakh line of data is there. Then how you are going to read? By using read line function. You are going to call read line function 1 lakh times. But that is a problem with the read line function. Okay, so we'll see here what is the output of this program. So I'll run this program. If you observe here, only 2 lines of data is displayed. One line is this one, second line is this one. Okay, first line is date, second line is this. Okay, this line, this dotted line. So these are the 2 lines. If you want to display one more line, then again you are supposed to call this read line. Okay, for example, I want to display line 3 also. Line 3, L3 is equals to FP dot read line. Then what this will use? You try to print it. Print of L3. So how many lines of data will be displayed? Now third line also will be displayed because you called read line 3 times. Okay. So this is line 1, this is line 2, this is line 3. 3 lines will be displayed. Like that, if you want to display all the lines, you are supposed to call read line function those many number of lines. If you have 100 lines, you are supposed to call this read line 100 times. So that is a problem with the read line. That is the problem with the read line. If you want to read the data line by line. Okay. If you want to read the data line by line, you are supposed to call read line function. That read line function is called n number of times if you are having n lines of data. I hope all of you are getting right. Okay. So for that reason, we are having one more function called read lines. Okay. What is the function? The function is read lines. So what is meant by read lines? So read lines is nothing but it is going to read the data, entire data. But the thing is, they are going to read the data in the form of a list. Read lines is used for reading the data of a file, but how that read lines will be used? The read lines will be used to get the data in the form of a list. Let me explain. Read lines. Read lines is nothing but used to read data. Used to read the data in the form of a list. Okay. So example. So how it will read means. Okay. First we have line 1. Line 1 is first item in the list. Okay. Next line 2. Line 2 is the second item in the list. I hope all of you remember list concept. Line 3 is the third item in the list, and so on. So this is the way how the read lines is going to read this data. So actually, it is a list, right? It is a list. So in list, what is item 1? First item is first line. Second item is second line. Third item is third line, and so on. Last line is last item. So we'll see how this program will read the data using read lines. So same program we can do by using read lines. Read lines. Instead of read line, what I do is I can use the read lines. Okay, read lines. Here I'm using read lines, and here I can call it as a D. You don't need all these things. Just I can display the D. D is nothing but D is a variable. I can represent D means for data. I'm using D is for data. You can use some other variable also. Okay. So now I want to execute this program. Can anyone guess what is the output of this program? Already explained the content, the topic explained. Please guess what is the output of this program. What is the output of this program? Please guess. Any guesses? Please guess something. What is the output of this program? I written explanation also here. What read lines will do. Okay, what read lines will do. This is the explanation for this read lines function. Based on this, you guess what is the output of this program. Okay, entire file, that is okay, but yeah, total file in the form of a list. Yes, very good. Okay. Okay, so if you see this program, this is entire file in the form of a list. If you observe here, 18322 is the first line, and after there is a backslash n, means we are going to the next line. This is the next line, dotted line is next line. There is a backslash, means we are going to the next line. Next, file handling in Python. This is a next line and a backslash n. Okay, so backslash n means in each and every new line, okay, we are having backslash n, 18322. Okay, so after 18322, we are going to next line. So that's why backslash n. After dotted line, we are going to next line. That's why it is backslash n. After file handling in Python, we have new line. So that's why backslash n. So this is, if you observe here, this entire thing is in the form of a list. Okay, so this is a square brackets ending of the list, and this is the starting of the list, right? Is it clear, ma? File in the form of list. Is it clear? The output is clear. All of you understood the output? It is like this. The output is in the form of list. Okay, where first line will be the first line will be the first item in the list. Okay, and if you have any new line, then it will goes to backslash n, line 2 again backslash n, and line 3 again backslash n, and so on, last line. So that is the output. Same output we got in our program. Okay, so this is line 1 backslash n. Okay, next line 2 backslash n, line 3 backslash n, and so on. Okay, na? Is it clear to all this output? And the concept of read lines, read line, read with argument, creating directory, renaming directory, removing directory, what is read operation, what is write operation, what is append operation, how to open a file. Okay, everything is clear. Is it clear to all? Whatever the concepts we discussed in the file handling. Okay, we started with how to read the data from a file, and how to write the data into file, and how to write the data to an existing file, how to write data, okay, if the file is not available, and how to append the data to a file, how to rename a directory, how to create a directory, how to delete a directory, what is read function, what is read with arguments, what is read line, what is read lines. Okay, is it clear to all? Okay, this is also very important topic in Python, file handling, because this is little bit different from other topics. Okay, where we are going to do every operation through program only. We are not doing anything manually. In general, if I ask you, can you create a folder in mobile or in your laptop or in your desktop, how to create a folder? Simply what you will do, if I ask, can you create a folder? Simply what you will do? Okay, so you right click and you'll file something new, and there is a option called folder. So this is the way how you are going to create a folder. But what we are doing, we are not doing this manual process. We are creating a folder through program. So that is a specialty here. A file also you can create manually. Go to new new file. Okay, what file you want? You want TXT file, you want some file. You can create every file through manual process. But here we are not doing any manual procedure for creating file or for creating directory. We are not doing any manual procedure. We are doing everything through program only. So that is a specialty. Is it fine? Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll stop here. Any doubts? Any doubts, ma?